Good morning, everyone. Come on in and join us. Trying to get myself all situated here after climbing over top of everything to be able to get to where I needed to be, as I am working on some laundry today. So, yay, fun! All right, so as you come in, be sure that you say hello, let me know that you're here, all that kind of good stuff. And also for those of you who are joining us on the replay, thank you for coming and checking us out. I just wanted to give a quick heads up that we are going to be attempting, good morning, Susan. We are going to be attempting to do 8:30 as our potential start time each day. And I know that this is not going to work for everyone. I know that this might be difficult, especially for those of you who are out on the West Coast, but in order to make it kind of work with my schedule as often as possible, it's going to be the 8:30 Eastern Standard Time frame. Okay. So this is hopefully going to be our new time, okay? So it seems like 8:30 is going to be a good time for me to be able to get on here, but also to make sure that I can be doing what I need to with my daughters on a regular basis and that kind of thing, as far as what lines up with their schedules and all that kind of good stuff. And quite frankly, it's going to get me started earlier in my day to make sure that I am doing more productive with my day. Okay, so hopefully you guys will be able to join me. I certainly hope so. And if not, that's okay, because the videos are here for the playback. So you can come back and watch them anytime you like. So good morning to everyone who has joined us. So my question today is, are you busy or are you doing business? And here's the thing, that can kind of be a tricky thing because we tend to think like, oh, we're so busy, we have so much going, we have this, we have that. Real quick, Susan says, so happy to catch you live. Thank you for inspiring us in the midst of the challenges you've encountered in the past few weeks. My pleasure. Girl, if I was not here doing this, who knows where my head would be. So you guys help me just as much as I help you. So I so appreciate y'all being here with me. So anyway, so getting back to the, are you busy or are you doing business? Many times we seem to think that we are, oh, we're so busy. And because we're so busy, like we're being productive. And that's not always the case. That's not always the case. And I'm sure y'all know this. Okay. So sometimes when I start thinking about, oh, I'm so busy, I haven't been able to do this, or I haven't been able to do that. Sometimes when I look at what I've been busy with, they're not smart choices, if that makes sense. So here's the thing. You can be busy as in doing something from the time you wake up in the morning until you go to bed at night. But it does not mean that you were productive. So one of the things that we might want to look at as an example is, how much time are we spending on social media? And the time that we're spending on social media, is it productive time? Because there is a difference, okay? There's a difference between being productive by engaging with others and building those relationships and that kind of thing versus simply scrolling. Okay, so how many of you get caught up in the scrolling of your newsfeed and you're not really interacting? You're not really doing anything other than maybe watching some like silly cat video or things like that. And you find that you're like getting caught up in stuff that really is not going to make a difference for you at the end of the day of being more productive. Okay, so you also want to kind of look at that from the aspect of, yes. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Susan. I found this, sorry, this one little like strip of hair over here was driving me nuts. Okay, so one of the things that I personally am trying to get in the habit of is to try to, you know how when Facebook, when they post suggested posts, sometimes it is those kind of feel-good stories. Sometimes it is just like funny cat videos. Sometimes it is just like recipes, things like that. Do y'all know that if you click the little arrow, little drop down box, that it has an option there that says hide or show fewer posts like this, or something along those lines, or hide more posts like this, or that kind of thing. Do you know that that can really declutter your news feed? Because here's the thing. I feel like back in the day, okay, back in the early days of Facebook, it was truly like who you were friends with was what showed up on your news feed. Now, they have all kinds of stuff that shows up suggested based off of your interests, your likes, your search history. Okay. So have y'all noticed that, like, if you go on to Google and you research for comforters, new comforters for your bed, suddenly you will start seeing ads on your Facebook page for new comforters. And in fact, you'll even see some of the ones that you saw on your or on your Google search. Okay. So it is really directly linked to your interest, your search history, and things like that, as far as a lot of the things that you're seeing on your Facebook now. But here's the thing. There's a time and a place for searching for those things. There's a time and a place for focusing on those interests. So if you are truly using Facebook more as a way to build relationships or to encourage people to want to do business with you and things like that, you don't need all that stuff cluttering your newsfeed. So you could go through your newsfeed and you could eliminate a lot of those things. Okay. You can choose to hide those suggested ads. Okay. And when you do that, you will start noticing that you see fewer and fewer and fewer of them. You can also, and here's the thing, just because you hide them from your feed doesn't mean you can't go find them. So you can go search for those things at a later date or things like that. Or maybe you really enjoy silly cat videos, but you know there's a time and a place. Okay. So again, you could choose to hide those posts from your newsfeed and go check them out when you want to. Maybe there's a certain page that tends to show those things a lot, whatever. You don't have to follow that page or like that page. You can just go check it out when you actually have time to do so. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's more a matter of learning how to be more productive with your time and learning how to get rid of kind of those time wasters. So scrolling through Facebook, that's one time waster that many of us get sucked into. Okay, another time waster might be popping on YouTube and checking out different videos or things like that. Listen, if it's not getting you closer to where you want to be in your future, then it's probably wasting some time. Now, don't mistake this, okay? Don't mistake what I'm saying in the sense of you have to have some downtime of doing things you enjoy. So if you enjoy getting on YouTube and watching different things, if you enjoy scrolling through Facebook, if you enjoy Words with Friends, I play Words with Friends, okay? But there's a time and a place, okay? And usually that time and place for me is in the evenings when my hubby's watching TV and I'm snuggled up next to him, and that's usually when I will do my Words with Friends stuff. Okay, so there's a time and a place for doing these things, but don't make the excuse of, I'm too busy, I can't do this, I have so much going on. Well, maybe you need to look at what's going on, what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're spending your time on, and ask yourself, are these things I really enjoy, or am I just doing these things to avoid doing what I should be doing? Okay. And when you ask yourself that question, sometimes that can be a bit of an ouch, if you will, because my guess is you might find that you are simply wasting time because you don't want to do the things that you know you should be doing. Or maybe you just don't know where to start. And because you are so overwhelmed with the idea of what to do first, it can be very easy for us to decide not to do anything. Okay. And we've had that conversation here before too. So you want to kind of lay out for yourself a schedule of some sort. Okay. To lay out a schedule for yourself of some sort to say, you know what, I need to set aside time each day to do this. I need to set aside time each day to do things that I enjoy doing, maybe hobbies that you enjoy doing or things like that. But one thing that has like stuck with me was Gary Gooch had once shared with us that he is very good and well versed in the art of, as he says, karate. Okay. That is something that he always enjoyed doing, but it was something that when he and Janet were getting started in Premiere and they were really wanting to take this thing as far as they possibly could, he realized that was something he was going to have to give up because that took a lot of time from him. Good morning, Kimberly. That took a lot of time for him to be doing that. And he realized that in him doing that, it was not going to get them to the future that they wanted in Premiere. So you have to be willing to look at things and say, okay, what am I willing to give up to make sure that I am able to achieve what it is that I want to achieve in Premiere? Now, it does all come with balance. You have to have balance. You still have to do things that you enjoy, but you might have to do them less than what you're currently doing them. You can still browse on Facebook, but you might have to do it less than what you're currently doing, okay? And all these different things. So it's not to say that you totally eliminate everything other than Premiere. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you want to make sure that you are spending time on your Premiere business, not just scrolling through Facebook or playing games on your phone or things like that. I can't tell you the number of times that people would tell me, I don't have any time to work my business. But I get game requests from them like 5 to 10 times per day. And I'm thinking, you have the time, okay? You absolutely have the time, but you're choosing where you're putting, or what you're doing with that time rather, okay? Someone once said, you know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Even Beyonce only has 24 hours in a day. What is she doing with her time versus what are we doing with ours? So again, it comes down to where are your priorities? And are you just being busy for the sake of being busy? Or are you actually working your business? So when you're on Facebook, are you actually there for business purposes? Are you spending time posting on your business page? Or are you only posting silly cat videos on your personal page? Okay. Are you doing things to build relationships with people, or are you simply sharing things that they put on rather than interacting with them or engaging with them? Okay. Are you setting up your Facebook events for your upcoming jewelry shows? Are you scheduling Facebook shows? Are you, interacting and engaging with other direct sellers and networking? Okay. Are you doing those things, or are you just mindlessly scrolling? Okay, so if you're someone who finds yourself mindlessly scrolling, I wish I could remember who it was that shared this once. But basically, what it boiled down to was she allows herself 5 swipes of the finger, okay, on her screen. And once she has done that, then it's like, okay, I'm not going to go back any further. That's what I'm going to check out. So one thing that can help you too, to make sure that you're not just seeing the same post over and over and over again, because that's another tricky little thing that Facebook does, is it defaults your news feed to top stories. Every once in a while, you want to go onto your left menu, and where it says newsfeed preferences or options, whatever it says there, you'll want to click that, and you'll want to make sure that you select most recent before you do your scrolling. Okay. Now on your phones, it may be more that you have to go into a different area. That's how to do it on your desktop. But anyway, so if you do that and you give yourself to say, okay, I'm going to do this for this long, or I'm going to set a timer for myself for 15 minutes, and that's all the time that I have to be able to spend on Facebook. Okay. When that timer goes off, you need to be diligent in getting up and going and working on the other things that you need to work on. The same can be said for doing just busy work in your office. Okay. Yes, we all want to have a clean office. We all want things to be properly organized and everything else. But if all you're ever doing is spending time organizing your office, you will not have a business to organize. Okay. So even with that type stuff, that back office work, okay, set yourself a timer to say, you know what, I'm only going to do this for this number of minutes. Okay. And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to go do something else that is more business building rather than business maintaining. All right. So that is what I have for you today. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Y'all get this. You know where I'm coming from with this. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. As I said, my goal was to be here Monday through Friday at 8:30 Eastern time. I might have a few days here or there where it might have to be slightly different, but that's going to be my normal time, if you will. So thank you all so very much for being here. I hope that this gave you a little bit of something to kind of chew on today and gave you a little something to think about and really kind of evaluate your day and things that you're doing and just really kind of take a look at it. The corp world calls it standard of work. There you go. There you go. So we have to, especially as business owners, we do have to be very careful to make sure that our work ethic is staying intact, because it can be really easy to let ourselves off the hook and find ourselves literally not doing anything for the entire day. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are really taking a look at things and making sure that we are staying busy doing the right things, and having more of that balance there, if you will. So again, thank you guys so very much for being here. So appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. God willing, right? Okay. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.